And this is not the end, right? This is just the bottom layer. Alright, let me like start from both ends. I mean, I really do love the idea of like a field of lights. Imagine like in the nighttime, a field of lights. It's reminiscent of some of the stuff in Deus Ex: Human Revolution. The thing with Deus Ex is that it's always nighttime. So then the lights you put in your architecture always looks good. It's always nighttime, and then so everything glows from within the limb clinics. Look fantastic. I mean, they don't look that good in the daytime, but they look great at nighttime because lighting. Fancy ass lighting. I guess the same can be said for this. You're only supposed to see this in the nighttime. Nobody's gonna take pictures of this in the daytime. It's too bad that lighting and reflections are so computationally intensive in virtual environments. I mean, they have ray tracing now. Well, not quite yet. They're still releasing the new NVIDIA cards. Yeah, no. I really like mirrors, lights, and pools of water, all of which require ray tracing to look good. Alright, so now... Let me step back. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. So now the structure layer, which okay, so I don't know how this is gonna look in the end, but I'm gonna like start doing it. Dubious. Alright, well, we'll find out. The problem is that The structure really needs to connect every single one of these glow sticks. Whatever the pattern is, needs to join all of this up. So that joins there, that joins there, those join there, like that, and then that joins down to there and down to there. I mean, that's fine, yeah, except this. This kind of just sits out of nowhere. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. Should I do this as I go? Probably. You know, that's kind of okay. You don't really see it. I mean, you see it, but you don't really see it. The layer of metal. Maybe I don't have a second layer of metal above the glass, though. Maybe I just put the rest of the glow sticks up directly onto the glass. I mean, structurally it's a bit strange, but really, if we were pretending this is real architecture, the metal frame wouldn't be this thick anyway, so... Like, and the glass would be like in the middle of the metal frame. So it's not really realistic. Oops. What is happening? Alright, there. I can't believe how long this thing is taking to build. I mean, I can, but I'm slightly surprised by how long this thing is taking to build, even though I'm the one who's building it. Ah, it's so finicky, right? Look at this. Yeah. What time is it? About 3:30? Let's see, I've been doing this for maybe an hour and a half. I might be able to get the glass in. You know what? Let's not plan ahead. Let's just go with it. You know, like as a designer, any sort of designer, not just architect, the last thing you want to hear is how long is it gonna take and how much is it gonna cost. You don't want to hear that. Man, art takes time. You can't rush art. You can't rush beauty. So like, you know what, take your budgets and your deadlines and go somewhere else. If you're on a deadline, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about your deadlines. We're here to create beauty, man. Don't you get it? Whoa, okay, look at that. All right, so this is starting to add up, right? You can see that it's starting to add up. The madness of of my design is starting to become apparent. And you wouldn't have seen any of this. Like you couldn't see this until I put all this crap in. It's only when I put all this crap in that you start to see the effect that I'm aiming for. You know, like some of this is faith. You have to believe that. Well, you don't have to believe. You have to speculate on what it's gonna look like when it's done, because you just don't know. This thing is like too complex for your mind to really imagine what the finished product is gonna be like. Kind of like No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, you like show people a trailer and everybody has all this imagination. They imagine the final product. But nobody knew what the final product was gonna be, right? And the final product was never gonna really be the same as, I'm trying to find euphemisms. Was never gonna be the same as what people imagined. And what can you do? What can you do? Nothing. You just have to make it and people just have to judge the final product. So on a slightly related note, you know how zebras have stripes? Black and white stripes. And like if you think about it, it's kind of like anti-camouflage because like it sticks out so much against the surrounding landscape. They live on the African savanna, and they have like they're black and white, and you're like, why would they do that? Why would that help them survive? But the thing you have to consider is that zebras roam around in herds, like in like large groups of zebras. And when there's a large group of them and they're all like running around together, they camouflage against each other. So like it's very difficult. Like when they're all running around, it's very difficult to separate one zebra out of the herd. And so like when a lion tries to like catch a zebra, it's very hard to see where the individual zebras are when they're all in a big group because they all have like these vertical lines and they're all like kind of blend into each other. So it's camouflage, not camouflage to fit into the environment, to like hide in the environment. It's camouflage to hide with other zebras. And so like when the predators go to like catch a zebra, they like misjudge where they are, they misjudge the distance, and then they miss. Well, that's the plan. I mean, it doesn't always work. Eventually some of them get caught and they die anyway. But it works well enough that it does help them survive. And that's kind of the effect that this station is gonna have. You can probably already see it when I walk past it. Like there's so many vertical elements that the shape of the building is lost in the complexity. Right, as I do this, like the actual shape of the building is a little bit lost. Like you don't really see what it is. I mean, you kind of do, but you kind of don't. And that's the effect I want to achieve. Is like, what is this? It's just a mass of light, and you're not really sure where things start and where things end.